What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Megidolaon podcast. I'm Gnarly, and I'm here with Maka, Gabmew, and Simply Dad.
Hello.
Good morning.
Are you gonna say anything, Gab?
I said hello, but I don't know if it picked me up here. I'll move my mic closer.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
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 Alright, so it has been quite a while since the last episode. It has, at least for me, it has been a very busy month, and, you know, I don't know about you guys, I am very much looking forward to this year being over.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I expect everything to magically get better next year, but, I mean, I can't imagine next year being as bad as this year.
Also, honestly, for me at least, I'm finding next year is the only year that's really rivaled, like, 2017 in terms of game releases to be hyped about.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess I will say this year was pretty good for game releases. At least, like, early in the year, but we'll get to that later. But, so, yeah, our first topic for this month's episode is the recently, I already did a video about this, but I wanted to talk about it again here. It's the recently released Nocturne HD Remastered v1.02 patch, which apparently, or supposedly, fixes most of the issues people were complaining about, but it doesn't fully fix them. Like, the biggest change that it adds is that it makes it so that you can now manually select skills to inherit in Fusion, which should have been in the game to begin with, but, you know, better late than never. It also fixes the menu lag and makes the frame rate better, but it's still pretty bad, at least on the Switch. What do you guys think? Have any of you guys played the new patch yet?
I was hanging out with Filthy when he was trying it out. Honestly, they fixed issues that didn't even feel like issues. You know what I mean? Like, the Fusion, I guess, if you're like a little baby, you can turn on just picking your skills, but that kind of takes out, you know, a bit of the fun of Nocturne.
Well, I'm a baby.
If you get, we've talked about it before. I think it was last episode or something, but like,
yeah,
when you give somebody too much, like, options and resources to pick whatever the fuck they want, there's no real reason to get any other demon. You just only fuse a demon when their level is too low, or they stop leveling up, you know what I mean? I don't know if unique skills can be transferred over with this new feature, but I don't know. I prefer the older version. The gameplay still lags, the cutscenes still lag, the game still looks like shit half the time. So I don't know. I mean, sure, it's playable now, but I don't really know.
I mean, it kind of gives you more of a reason to buy it, at least in like over the original, at least in my opinion. But Gab,
yeah.
What were you gonna say, Gab?
I was gonna say, I pretty much agree with that. As someone who played Nocturne, like, just this year before they announced the remake or whatever, I personally felt that it was essentially perfect, and everything they changed, or what they tried to do, it was kind of bad. And seeing the lag and stuff just makes me glad that I played the old version first, because it's so smooth and I know what it's supposed to be. But then, you know, you move over there and it's not the same. I personally like the old fusion method because I feel like Nocturne was meant to be hard and there's meant to be a learning curve. And if you can't figure that out, then you're not going to get through the game.
What about you, Mako?
Personally, I'm actually on your side, Gnarly. I think with the skill selection, I felt like that was something that was just it was just really it was aged. It was just kind of esoteric. It wasn't, or not esoteric, archaic. It was, yeah, it is random, but you can essentially just go in, back out, and over and over again until you got what you wanted in the first place. It was the kind of thing where it's like if they intended it for it to be completely random, then that's fine. But I feel like it was just too easy to circumvent, and all it really did was just make things
take longer.
Inconvenient for a lot of people. Yeah. So I just see this more as a quality of life thing. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it also just like an option? You can still choose
Yeah,
how
I
to.
mean,
Yeah,
if you're
that's good.
like if you're really a purist, you don't have to use it. But I mean, I'd use it.
I think I will say I haven't really, outside of that, I haven't really seen too much about the about like the current state of HD Remaster. If there's still slowdown, that's still ridiculous. There is zero reason it should be doing this at all. And that if there's still slowdown, that they need to fix it. They can't stop here. The fact that we got a patch at all is amazing. It's mind-blowing. The fact that Atlus actually did this, even though
They actually
you know,
listen
it's
to
not,
us.
damn. Yeah, but they can't stop. I feel like they just can't stop here. They have to get this thing, at least by the time the Western version comes out.
Yeah.
It's gotta be fixed. And then the uncompressed music, that is still just like,
Dumb.
what the hell? Like you have, like you guys should still have the uncompressed music, like,
Well,
unless
I
you
don't
somehow
think
lost
so.
it.
Well, yeah, that's
I
what I've
think that's,
heard
like,
is
the
that.
only reason.
Well, what I was gonna say, yeah, but that's what I've heard is like they basically just lost the uncompressed battle music, and apparently they're like uncompressed versions of it that have been like released and are available on YouTube, but they're not like the full, you know, battle theme.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's those are like edited versions of the in-game version spliced in with the OST version. I don't remember if I talked about it here or I think it was on Filthy Stream. Shout outs to my man Filthy Blasphemer. But yeah, people would complain about the compressed music because it's not like OST qual. I think I saw a comment like that where they're like, damn, the OST sounds this good and they had the audacity to compress the music. But if you use the OST version, you're missing out on like all 9-10 unique solos for each song. And if you did that, people would complain that the solos aren't in the game. Like, pick your poison. Clearly, if they had the original files, they would use the original files. I think it's such a non-issue to complain about. But there are songs in the game, from what I remember, that are compressed that don't need to be. Like Fierce Battle is. I mean, I know how they created it because like there's a bunch of in-game files that like break each song down. Plus, they just didn't know how to do that back in the day. But it's like 2020. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should have.
One thing I will. Oh, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say for the songs that don't need to be compressed, Fierce Battle. I know the Reason boss battle is like sequenced the same exact way, and I think the first Kagetsuchi phase is also sequenced like that. I don't know. I just think it's kind of weird that they had the like tools to just not stitch together the music, but they kept it anyways, which just weird as fuck to me.
I will say that compressed music, even though it's compressed and that's annoying in its own right, I do think to a certain degree it kind of adds to the atmosphere. Just it makes it feel even more like the world's just kind of messed up and broken. Like it doesn't sound clean. It sounds like a fucked up version.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, well, I was gonna say at the same time, like it's only the battle music that's compressed. Like the other soundtracks are not compressed.
True.
I mean, there's literally like 3 hours of music that were never ever finished or like mastered into OST quality either. Nobody's complaining about that. They're just complaining about the battle music. So I think it's such a weird argument to make where people are only complaining about one thing instead of everything, and then not taking other things into account. It's just, I don't know. People are just complaining to complain when it comes to shit like that.
Yeah, pretty much. But you guys got anything else to say about Nocturne Remastered?
Don't buy it. If you have a way to play Nocturne, if you have a PC or you have the original copy, don't buy it. If you don't have any other way to play it, then buy it, I guess. Just not on the Switch. Fuck the Switch.
I mean, I think like, you know, I think the fact that like they added the whole, you know, like selectable skills thing in this patch, I would like to see them like add make a patch in the future that adds like an extra hard difficulty mode, because I feel like that would give like, you know, returning players a reason to go back to this game. Because I mean, like I've already played Nocturne multiple times, and even like with the new like selectable skills and stuff, I still don't really feel that much of a reason to go back and replay this game, at least not for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The hard, and there is the hard mode, but that hard mode was never actually really a hard mode.
Yeah, fuck all Atlus difficulty settings.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're a little baby and you can't play video games, like you don't have hands, you should probably get Nocturne HD and get the merciless difficulty. Because the auto battle your way. Is that what I said?
You said merciless.
Oh, same thing. You should get the merciful difficulty.
Okay, merciful mode. It's not merciful mode. It's Kotaku.
Yeah, it's like little baby.
Mode.
I have no hands mode. You can auto battle your way through the entire thing.
Mode or no?
If I know, okay, if Nocturne Remastered is like your first video game ever, if you're like 4 years old, then yeah, play on that mode. But otherwise, just
or if you're one of them people that just want to play for the story and nothing else, which is kind of weird.
For an SMT game, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, but I mean, shit, they did it for Persona, so I guess I can see the appeal of it, like with safety mode in Persona 5 and shit like that. But I don't know.
For someone like me, it might be good because then I can just run through the game again and do all the extra content that I missed. But
yeah.
I mean,
or like
that's about it.
Like it is good for speed running, and also like if you're grinding, it's good for that too.
Well, I mean, if you're speedrunning, you're not playing on baby mode. You're playing on normal mode.
Okay. But yeah, so that's all we have to say about the new patch. The next bit of news is a Persona 5 Scramble, now Strikers, Western announcement. It was finally announced after almost a whole year of complete radio silence. We finally got an English release date, and it's February 23rd of next year, so more than a year.
I have one comment to make about this.
Yes.
Why is it that in Canada we still don't have pre-orders for this, like, online? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I don't understand that. I'm ordering it from
Steam
America, but, like, stop it.
Is it on Steam right now? My friend bought it for me already, so I guess
Listen, I'm gonna buy it on every platform. We both already know this.
Why?
Well, I'm
this,
hoping
this podcast gonna turn into an intervention around February. Just you wait.
Yeah. I'm hoping Atlus will give me a review code, but like I'm a little bit worried because the last like several games I asked for review codes for, I didn't get any. Like I didn't get one for Yakuza, I didn't get one for, well, I guess it's not Atlus, it's Sega, but I didn't get one for 13 Sentinels. So
I think it's because they only know you as a Persona guy.
I guess I'll just message them, be like, hey, can I get a review code for Strikers, please, because I want to review it.
Yeah.
I just want Atlus to acknowledge me.
But yeah, but as Dad already mentioned, it is coming. It's also coming to PC, and this is like, I mean, this is kind of a big deal because like, this first time a Persona game, like it's the fastest a Persona game has ever come to PC, and it's going to be launching with the other platforms in the West. And you
already know they're going to bring everything to PC because they love money. Also, when it comes to Atlus and reaching out to people, since you guys mentioned that briefly, I have seen them actually send stuff to both influencers that haven't played the game or don't care for the series. Yeah, and I've seen them also send it to people that do care for the series, and they're sending some packages, but it seems like very few to influencers.
Yeah, I mean, well, what I don't get is because like they sent me packages and stuff earlier this year, but then when they announced Strikers and they sent that bento box, they like sent it to some people, but they didn't send it to any of us.
One of my other friends got it.
Someone to LaRue.
Yeah, I don't understand why LaRue wouldn't get it or why you wouldn't get it, but my friend in Australia got it for sure.
Exactly. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like, we're in, like, Atlus, we're your influencers. I mean, you know where to find us. You want to send us anything.
I'm interested in playing Strikers when it comes out, but I just, the other day, 100% completed Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and I'm just kind of good on Warriors for right now, so I get the feeling that I am not going to have recovered by the time the game comes out, so it'll probably be something I'll end up playing later on. But I do want to play it at some point.
I mean, but like the thing is, like, what else is coming out around that time next year?
What was the release date again? February what?
February 23rd, 2021.
Bravely Default 2.
Oh, okay.
So nothing.
I just want to say, I don't think Bravely Default 2 is going to be that good. Just throwing it out there. It might be a hot take, but...
Didn't even like the first two games. I thought they were boring as hell.
I have the first two. I like the first two. Thought they were okay. But I feel like this one's just going to... It's not as... Like, I don't like what they did with the art style. The 3DS one had something special.
I will say that the chibi... the 3D chibi models look better when they're not HD. When they're HD, there's like a level of accuracy. It's this weird in-between between the hyper chibi of the 3DS games and something a bit more...
It looks like a fake like a Unity model someone just brought in that's too shiny.
Yeah, it does look weird, I will say that, but I played the demo that they released earlier this year, and I played the demo that they just released a week or so ago, and I enjoyed it, so I'm excited. But yeah, for me, that's what I'm gonna be doing. But at some point, I am gonna get around to playing Strikers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about Bravely Default, so pretty much that's the only thing I'm gonna be playing around that time of year. But what else was I gonna say? I mean, but going back to what Gab was saying about more games coming to PC, I think this pretty much guarantees that like every Persona spin-off from here on out is going to be coming to PC, and I also think that Persona 5 is going to come to PC in a year or two.
I agree. That's what I think is going to come next. I think it's going to be the OG version first, because I feel like Atlus will sell it twice to double take their money.
Of course.
I don't think they would do that. That's a little extreme. That's like them putting Persona 4.
That's like
Golden.
It's like them putting Catherine Classic on Steam before they released Full Body.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it.
Yeah, but both games on the same platform, that don't really make no sense.
I mean, Persona 5.
I mean, it's a 50-50 on what we're gonna get. It's
no,
either
you know what I
ours
mean, though, right? They're not
or-
gonna put the original on Steam and then put Royal. That just seems like a horrible decision, like business-wise.
What they might do is they might just put vanilla Persona 5 on PC, and then they'll do that because they want to like encourage people to buy Royal, I guess.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
What if? Okay, just hypothetical. Hypothetical. Not saying that there's a chance, but just hypothetical. What if they sell original Persona 5 and then they sell Royal as DLC? What would your reaction to that be?
They probably wouldn't do that because those are like two completely different games.
Well, they might do a thing like they might have like an upgrade, because a lot of games have that with remasters.
I think
if they have any kind of like system where if you have the original you get something for Royal, that's gonna piss people off.
Yeah.
the reality is they wouldn't do that because PlayStation would still want an exclusive. So I feel like they would put the original on and then keep Royal as Royal as the exclusive, so that it encourages you, like Nearly said, to buy it. I think that's probably what's going to be the case.
I could see that happening.
Yeah. But I mean, I think they're gonna bring Persona 3 to PC before Persona 5.
But do you think it's gonna be portable, or do you think it's gonna be
I mean,
FES?
But it's probably gonna be FES. I mean, I want it to be portable, but most likely it's gonna be FES.
No, ideally they'll call it Persona 3 Remastered and then just add all those features in one bundle, but it's Atlus. You know they wouldn't do that.
I mean,
they'll just update the textures and fuck up the lighting.
Yeah, I mean, that's everyone's saying, like they're gonna combine FES and portable, but it's like I don't think they will. But yeah, you guys got anything else to say about PC or Strikers? I'll just say I am very much looking forward to playing Strikers, because I played the demo earlier this year and I really liked it, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to this game.
Nice.
All right, so the next bit of news we have is the announcements, the teased announcements for next year, including a game teased by the Devil Survivor and Tokyo Mirage Sessions director. So basically what happened was, like, the developers were interviewed and they were basically asked about, like, what their plans for next year were, and they were all talking about stuff like Project Re Fantasy, which we'll get to later, stuff like how next year is going to be Persona's 25th anniversary, and they got some announcements planned. And then the Devil Survivor and TMS director, he was like, oh yeah, we're working, or I'm looking forward to what's going to happen in 2021. So, I mean, it could mean he's got a new game that he's working on, or it could just be, it could mean anything, really.
Mm-hmm. I kind of took it as it could really just mean anything. I don't necessarily think it could be hinting at anything specific. I think, if anything, though, if it had to be something that he would be related to, I would guess Devil Survivor 3 would be most likely.
That's what I hope. I hope it's not TMS 2.
Oh God. Please,
how about,
not TMS2.
Okay, you know what would be nice? How about an actual SMT and Fire Emblem crossover? What if TMS wasn't the crossover and this is going to be the actual crossover?
Just take the combat system of TMS, recontextualize certain elements, and then make it so it's like a Fire Emblem world experiencing an SMT-style apocalypse. I don't get why that was so hard.
It's actually kind of funny, because, like, I still, like, whenever I talk about, like, when SMT Cross Fire Emblem was announced, like, I still get replies from people that, like, had no idea that that became TMS, or just didn't know that TMS was originally a crossover. It's just, it's just kind of sad, to be honest.
That's what happens when you don't keep track of shit. It's
yeah.
not bad.
I mean, do you, like, as far as Persona goes, do you guys think they're gonna announce, like, any new Persona games next year, like Persona 6?
It's the 25th anniversary. They announced Persona 5 on the 20th. Might as well. I would hope that they don't. I really don't. I really, really don't want. I can't handle Persona 6 in the next fucking decade, so I'm just hoping that, like, they do something for, like, Re Fantasy.
Well,
that's what I'm. That's what I'm.
I mean, you know, Persona 6 is gonna get delayed by like 3 years.
Oh, wait! Look at you crying already, like a little baby.
Just saying.
I think we'll get a couple announcements. My guess is some, I don't know, like a royal stage play, because they gotta, you know, they gotta do that milking. But we'll probably get a couple announcements.
You think they're gonna have a stage play with all this other crap going on?
Not now, but assuming, like, they do it towards the end of the year and hopefully things get better.
Oh yeah.
25 years is huge, though. They're probably gonna, like, go all out, like, balls out. They did the same thing for SMT 25th.
Merch line, concerts.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to do the same thing they did when they announced Persona 5. They're going to have, like, a stream where they just announce stuff, which I imagine is probably just going to be more PC ports. And then they're going to tease Persona 6 at the end. And then we're going to get, like, no info for, like, a year and a half. And then it'll just keep getting delayed.
Full Persona 1 remake with social links.
And then it'll come out, and then we'll all be sitting here complaining about how it's being milked and how there's no info on SMT6.
I don't really care, if I'm being honest. I've kind of given up on complaining about shit, because there's always just gonna be some fucking loser with, like, an anime profile picture with, like, a 6-paragraph essay defending all their actions and how Atlus is pure and perfect and can't do no wrong.
I'm gonna make my guess for what they do next year. It's very similar to you, Gnarly. They'll have a couple announcements, mainly some like some stuff that we're not gonna be able to enjoy or consume at all, like a stage play or whatever, because we're filthy gaijins. But then they'll have, like, some kind of stream or whatever where they'll probably announce PC ports, at the very least, P5S. I mean, honestly, since you said that, I think that might actually be a bit more likely than P5 coming to Steam.
Maybe I can like I can't see I don't see another Persona 5 spin-off happening, but I can maybe see like a crossover game or something.
I could see I could see some kind of
if there is a Persona 5 spin-off, it's going to be Persona 5 Arena.
I could see another spin-off, probably Arena.
Persona 5 Racing.
Yeah, P5 Racing.
Or how about just Sega All-Stars Racing with SMT characters?
You know they wouldn't add SMT characters. Don't be fucking stupid.
SMT Racing.
Then they'll have a teaser for a P6. I don't think they'll have anything hard. I think they'll do like what they did with P5, where they just had an image.
It's just a
some
screen,
very vague image that like means like vaguely connects to the theme. The chair, like, I get how those chairs connect to the themes, but that is still the most like barely representative, in my opinion.
No, you're a slave. You want emancipation.
I think
Persona 5 literally predicted slavery, bro. Holy shit!
I think at the point they announced that, they weren't even sure what they were gonna do with the game.
Why chairs? That's what I want to know.
They had like what's it called? Like ball and chains attached to them. And I'm assuming those are like classroom school chairs or some bullshit.
Yeah, I guess students or slaves or something.
They're slaves to society.
I guess. The adults don't
get
us.
Just slaves of our own minds.
So
they made me do my math homework.
It's just gonna be like a picture with whatever color the game is, probably green.
I was about to fucking make a joke. It's like that dog that hands you the blood.
I feel like because they kind of reset.
What's up?
I'm gonna guess green because it's for like P5. They kind of ignored the fact that for P5 they kind of ignored the fact that Innocent Sin's color was red. They just did red. Or maybe they'll go like, oh, it's a slightly different color red. But I think at this point they're like, yeah, no, we're gonna make it so each one's a different color. So I could totally see like green or something.
Well, Innocent Sin used to be that like bluish purple color.
It was just
it was red.
It was a PSP version when they made it red. But
I mean, the point still stands, but yeah.
Yeah. But anything else you guys want to say about that? Any more predictions?
Yeah, but they went back, kind of like changed it to red, and then they undid that, I guess.
Yeah, and so that brings us to our next topic, and that is about the development of Project Fantasy, or RE Fantasy, or whatever it's called. So, yeah, this is something that was announced back in, like, 2016, and we've gotten, like, almost no new info on it. I mean, we still don't even know what the actual title is, and yeah, so but apparently like Atlus is hard at work on it, and they've reached, according to the Persona Central article, they have reached its climax with development.
Don't say the Persona Central article. Literally all they did was just fucking, I think it was Famitsu. They just translated a Famitsu article and they just took all the credit for it.
Okay, well, according to the Famitsu article it was translated, it says the development has reached its climax, so...
Fuck Persona Central, by the way.
I guess that means they're ready to announce it, maybe. I mean, we'll probably be getting some kind of info next year.
Yeah, but, that's why I assumed that's what was gonna come this year? Or next year, I should say.
Because, like, other than some artwork, like, we haven't really gotten any trailers or anything, unless you count the video... It's like that guy, that like night guy eating a piece of chicken.
There's a video of a guy eating a piece of chicken?
You haven't seen it?
Mm-mm.
It was released in, I think, like 2017. It was like I think they titled it like RE Fantasy
guy eats chicken
concept video, and it's just a guy just taking like chicken out of a bag and eating it.
Hell yeah. That sounds like my kind of game.
And you know, like I deleted it since, but when it happened, I just put I like uploaded a video where I put the Skyrim theme over it. So yeah. But so yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on what little we know about RE Fantasy?
I can't wait to see what's going on because they said it's nothing like Persona. It's Scott Katsura Hoshino at the lead, which is probably the worst thing about it. Shoji Meguro's doing the music, which is probably the second worst thing about it. So Ijima's doing the art, which is probably...
You know Shoji Meguro did the Strange Journey soundtrack, right?
Yeah, and that was alright. But he also did
okay.
the Catherine OST, and that wasn't that great. Like, everything that was good about it was not in spite of him.
Oh,
or it was in spite of him. I don't know, I just don't trust that guy anymore. I think he needs a break. And he worked on how many games? In the past couple of years? That's what I mean. Like, it's not no Strange Journey where... I mean, to be fair, yeah, he did work on a lot of games before he did Strange Journey as well, but... I don't know, I just don't like him anymore.
He also did the Persona 1 soundtrack.
PSP, yeah, he barely had any...
No, he did the original... Well, okay,
he barely had anything to do on the original. And all of the new songs that he remixed or created for the PSP version are fucking dog shit, and he should feel bad.
Okay.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean,
Dad? Are you trying to set up for your next video?
No, I don't.
Dad's just out here trying to set up for his next video.
100% transparent. I'm making a video about Persona 1 versus the PSP version of the game, and talking about why the music in that game sucks ass, but the original is really good, and how
Persona 1 PS1 is a timeless classic. Persona 1 PSP is an overrated.
Is an overrated disaster. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, but it's just literally about like how setting the
just have it be the same script.
Yeah, the same script, but just swap some words. That's fucking fire. I'll do that. Same thumbnail and everything. I'll just Photoshop P1 guy's head on it.
At the end, you should put Gon section.
Hell yeah.
Parentheses.
Change a word.
Almost died. Almost died.
Almost died. Cops were called.
But yeah, that's not coming out anytime soon. So don't get your hopes up.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's...
Philemon came to my house
at 3 a.m.
I mean, like, yeah, they say, like, Atlus is saying that RE Fantasy isn't like Persona, but, like, it's got all the Persona guys. I mean, it's probably gonna take some kind of influence from Persona.
I mean, it's the tagline was Project RE Fantasy: A Fool's Journey, which all the Persona games 3, 4, and 5, you know, are the Fool's Journey. They're very one-note, non-divergent Fool's Journey. If you watched my good friend LaRue's video about that, shout outs to LaRue, by the way, I love you.
Yeah.
We love her, LaRue.
I mean, we'll just have to wait. My guess is that the final title will just be A Fool's Journey.
That would be badass, but I don't know. My friends seem excited about it because it's something different, and I'll agree. I mean, the fact that they're doing something different for once is great. As negative as I want to be about it, I can't be. Because, you know, So Ijima, not that great artist, but he can probably do some cool stuff. I like what he did already. I don't really like Shoji Meguro all that much, but like you said, he did Strange Journey, and that's pretty damn good. If he keeps that up. I don't know, just classical music in general just seems so refreshing when all they've been doing is like shitty rock, pop, and shit like that. I'm excited, you know? And Hoshino, I don't know. If he's got good writers, I'm sure it'll work out, but if it's just like him and some weak-ass people, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we'll
yeah,
but...
I think...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just, I do hope, like, there are some good writers on there, and it's not just, I hope... Okay. I hope that we don't see anything like what Hoshino said about Kemi, where they were going one direction with her, where she was going to be kind of like this kind of like ugly, creepy doctor, and then he was like, no, she has to be cute. We have
to make her hot. Yeah.
I hope I don't like anything like that, because that to me just feels incredibly cynical and just gross, and it's like, no, go this other more interesting direction. It's boring.
Yeah,
not
to keep in mind
I just like Kemi. It's just like that would have been so much more interesting to me. But no, you gotta fuck her.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind that Katsura Hoshino, I think it's in the Persona, it's either Persona 3 or another Persona game. He literally said in an interview that him and Soejima both admitted to not having very many, if any, social interactions with women. So
oh my
all
God.
These design choices start making sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now that I hear that.
Oh, I just hope.
Wouldn't that exist?
I hope there's a bit more creative freedom across the board. For
Absolutely.
refantasy.
Yeah. That's what I'm excited for because it's a new thing. You know what I mean? They don't have to really stick to any like concepts or do what's popular because it's new. They don't know what is popular and they don't know what's gonna stick. I'm hoping that they stick to their guns, and if it doesn't turn out well, I hope they learn from their mistakes and try again.
Give it a sequel.
I think trying is the most important thing here because it's new. Not a lot of people have any like expectations beyond, oh, they made Persona, so it must be good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm
Just
sure.
something new.
I mean, journalists are going to constantly compare it to Persona, like
Oh,
like they did with
absolutely.
13 Sentinels.
Do
Yeah,
they
it's
really?
And like with Yakuza 7.
I mean, yeah, that was fucking stupid. Whoever wrote that
There-
article should feel
The
bad.
Dark Souls.
There were
of
some
Persona.
there were some similarities in Yakuza. That was some I was like
but
once I
that's
actually played
like-
it was like
you
there
know
are
what I
some
mean?
similarities. There's social links in here.
That's
But
a
outside of that-
given, bro. Like somebody does something popular, next thing you know, you're gonna like shit on Fire Emblem for having support conversations because it's just like Persona. Like
Exactly.
they're doing what's popular. That's a typical JRPG thing to do.
Digimon Cyber Sleuth is just like Persona 5.
That one pisses me off so much. I literally went on a rant about it in my most popular video.
Nice.
I like that video. What was it on?
What is and isn't SMT? Just explain the context.
Okay, yeah.
Shit.
I remember
Yeah.
that, and I was like, that was really funny.
Yeah, God, whatever. I'm expecting Refantasy 2022. Save next year for SMT5.
Yeah, get a trailer next year. Get it in 2022.
hmm
It'll also probably be on PC.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah. I would play the fuck out of it if it's on a I almost said PS2, PC.
Yeah, put it on PS2. Nah, screw it.
Put on, give us like a mini additional game, kind of like we got with Bloodstained.
hmm
I forgot what that additional game was called though.
Circle,
nuts.
not Circle of the Moon. Curse of the Moon.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so this next one isn't really it's not really like Atlus or Megaton related, but it's been basically a big deal, like, you know, in the world of gaming, and that is Cyberpunk 2077 and how it's a complete disaster, at least on the consoles.
It hurts.
I think it's I think fuck. I think it was a disaster on all fronts. You know what I mean? Like, just a game looking and performing that is one thing, but the fact that it can look and perform good, but then play like shit is like it's just a horrible game. It's a Bethesda game. CD Projekt Red, the next Bethesda.
Well, I think what's the most insulting about it is that this game, like, it's been in it was announced like 8 years ago, and, you know,
Yeah.
it got like 3 delays this year, you know, for quality assurance, and then they release it, and it still turns out to be a complete disaster, which I was kind of expecting this game to be a disappointment, but I wasn't expecting it to be like buggy or anything like that, but that's what it is. And
You say Cyberpunk 2077 is an overrated disaster?
yeah.
I was excited for this game mainly because I love the cyberpunk genre. Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies, and I just love the aesthetic. I love so much about it. I love what can be explored with a subsetting, and this hurts. But I've been looking at a lot of like the news and a lot of things that have come out about it. Everything wrong with this game is 100% the fault of the execs at CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, I mean,
Because there are leak conference calls in which developers are straight up asking them, why did you lie to our investors? Why did you lie to them and tell them the game was in a state it was not? And it's clear that like the execs forced them to push it out the door, and the developers were yelling at them, no, it's not finished,
I mean,
over and over and over again. And
go ahead.
It's so frustrating because it's like, this could have been something amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
I would. It's.
I mean, because when the game got its first delay from April, like, we're like, okay, well, this is to give the developers more time, but then we found out that they were still working crunch time, and then, like, and then it got delayed again and again, and I'm like, I just know development of this game is not going well, and when it launched in December, like, I'm pretty sure it was just a situation where the developers knew it wasn't ready, but the investors made them push it out by the end of the year, because I guess they were afraid of delaying it again.
Now the investors are suing them.
Exactly.
So
Nice.
my thing with the whole thing is that I was excited for the game, and then I canceled my pre-order after the first delay because I was like, I don't know about this game. And you know, after what was that game that came out and it was bad at first, but
Persona 5.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's
Hey,
Sky, yeah. So I didn't want another No Man's Sky situation, so I canceled my pre-order. I was like, I'll wait and see what happens. And then seeing all the stuff that's come out, I just really hope it sets a fine line of, you know, changes in the gaming industry. Like we said, like they should have listened to the developers first of all, and you know, the fact that this game has been like taken off the stores online and stuff, and like being returned, taken for full price, like. That's a pretty big deal. So I
Yeah.
hope that they see everything, the executives see everything they've done wrong, and feel the repercussions.
Yeah, I mean, like, would it really have been a big deal if they delayed it again to next year? I mean, I don't...
Yeah.
They should have delayed it one time.
They
but
shouldn't
a
have just
really
kept
long
fucking
time.
announcing release dates. They should have just said it was an indefinite, like, delay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think it might have been a case of where, like, where like the shareholders are basically the people making them push it out. They were probably afraid that they were gonna get like fan backlash,
like demanding a date or some shit
or
from
get
them?
like ridiculed. It's like, I mean,
Well, it's the internet in 2020. They're gonna get ridiculed no matter what.
well, I mean, that's the thing. But like, I mean, but they're getting ridiculed now because they released an incomplete game. I mean, people probably would have been making memes and stuff if they had delayed it again, but most of the people doing that, they're not doing that because they actually, like, are against the game getting delayed. They're just doing it for fun. I mean, if anything, getting memed on increases, like, it makes people more aware of the game, so...
I also feel bad for the devs that are getting the repercussions. Like, there's no need for them to get death threats and things like that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
There's no
people
need
are
for
just
the
fucking
campaigns to go that
morons.
far.
That's like an expectation.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it
Like,
happened with
it's
No
not
Man's...
all their fault.
It happened with the fucking Last of Us, bro. Like, they weren't even the developers either. It's just the people who fucking acted in the game.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Laura Bailey didn't deserve all of that.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I
you
love
have the
Laura
right to
Bailey.
criticize a game, just don't send people, like, death threats or anything like that.
But it's still
Yeah,
fucking-
I can.
Like, I think Laura Bailey, specifically, all the actors in The Last of Us 2 were fucking great.
Oh yeah, I said in my my video.
Yeah,
it has
you
some
said
of the
that
best acting you've ever. It's like I will say, I think Laura Bailey winning the best performance as Abby. I think that was
It
probably
was so well deserved, yeah. Okay,
that was well deserved. I
let's
personally
save
would
it.
have given it to Ashley Johnson.
Let's
but
save it
yeah, no,
for... Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later, so...
Yeah. We'll talk about it later.
Alright, so, next topic is the Game Awards, which I didn't
Oh,
watch,
we
so
talk
this
about it
one's
now.
gonna be on you guys.
Yeah, the Game Awards are fine. I didn't really give a fuck about anything. Persona 5 Royal got nominated for Best RPG of the Year, which is really sad. But then again, there weren't many RPGs that came out that year, but Final Fantasy VII Remake won. I think this is the only time where I would say I think Persona 5 Royal should have won. Just because of so many things wrong with Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think people just got really complacent because goddamn, it finally came out. But
It's only, and it's only like a third of the game.
It's not even a third.
That's
It's the
what I
first like
didn't
10
get.
hours of like a 200-hour game.
That's what I didn't get. I still don't get that. They've been defending this game for so long, and I'm like, but you're playing just the first like first 10 hours with mini games and stuff shuffled in between. And they're like, well, at least it's the first 10 hours. I'm like, what?
The first 10
Yeah, you
hours
should
it took,
have
like,
expected
it was
more.
announced in, like, 2015.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why it couldn't be the full game. That's all I'm asking for.
Because
Is
money.
like, why does it have to be segmented? Because
Yeah, I
money.
mean, I was fine with the fact that they would separate into like 4 discs, but like, bitch, put the like if you're gonna say it's a 4-disc game, put all of disc 1 on disc 1. You know what I mean?
And you already
Like,
know, Dad, when they finish it, they're gonna come out with a complete version because Square Enix always does shit like that.
And we're all gonna be like 35.
Oh, I think
But
we're
yeah,
gonna be over than 35.
Yo, Igus Rim got nominated for what? Best narrative?
That one,
That was robbed.
there was only 2 awards I actually cared. Yeah, winning a category. One was Final Fantasy VII winning best soundtrack, because that is actually the best soundtrack in my opinion for this year. It's fucking phenomenal. But the other one was narrative, not because I thought I still haven't played the game. I have it. I haven't played it, but I have it. I wanted. I was just. I knew it wasn't gonna win, but there was a part of me that was just like, underdog. Come on, I gotta root for the underdog, especially when so many people were just screaming about it.
Yeah,
about, like, oh my
What
god.
ended up winning? Last of Us?
Yeah,
Pretty
Last
sure.
of Us.
I'm
Oh,
honestly
God.
surprised that 13 Sentinels got nominated to begin with, because I know that
I
game
think
didn't
it's-
do too well.
I think it's because of Atlus.
Yeah, probably.
It was more so the people behind it, not the actual game itself. Like these, it's one of them things. It's like, oh, these are the people from the people who created Persona 5. Even though
I'm gonna guess
it didn't make it.
I'm gonna guess it was 2 things. One, a lot of people that were like nominated, that were picking out the nominations, they had heard like, oh, apparently that game has a really good story. I think it was a mixture of that, plus like 2 people in the room that were screaming, "No, guys, you don't understand.
Yo, guys, it's the greatest game of all time."
You don't
just
get
wanna
it. No,
say-
we have to."
I just want to say
I
that
think-
I really wish that our votes, like as the gamers that play these games, like I wish our votes counted more and it actually felt like, an actual game award instead of having these people from high up that pick games and vote for them and they choose who wins. I don't really think that like it's fair, but
I mean, yeah, I
don't think
agree,
the
but
award
that's
series-
literally just how these things work. That's how the
True,
like Academy for movies work. The Grammys and shit like that.
yeah, but I just wish
I-
it was more about what we liked, for once.
I think there's a better balance that can be met because giving us too much power, it just turns into a popularity contest, as well
True,
as
and then
something
we
that can
can
be easily rigged.
control it and turn it into memes and stuff. But
Mhm.
I mean,
and because remember, what was it? The Crunchyroll Awards. It turned into the very first one they did 5 years ago was the Yuri on Ice Awards, because it was entirely by fan vote, and Yuri on Ice won like everything, even though it didn't even deserve half of what it got. I didn't even watch that show.
That's the ice skating thing, right?
Yeah, and it only really had a fan. Well, not because it was bad, but there was a large portion of the fan base that only really liked it because it was about 2 gay guys, and they were like,
so
"Ooh,
it's just the Persona community.
it was boys love. It was BL type stuff."
yeah, but it's like a 10% to 90% vote, so we're the
I-
10%, which is
Oh yeah, no, I definitely
we're
think
the minorities here.
I definitely think for the Game Awards, there's a better balance that can be met, because the way it
Definitely
is,
be
it
like
doesn't
a
really feel like
50-50
you matter.
Or it should be like a 30-30-30 type beat, like the people, like what's it called? The fucking Academy or whatever of gamers or some shit, and then the consumers, and then the journalists.
Yeah, exactly.
Journalists, developers, consumers.
Yeah, I know, because like the way votes are
And then the
weighted,
last-
it's like journalists, I think they have like 90% of the weight.
Yeah.
And the last 10% should be Jeff Keighley. Just Jeff Keighley.
He's a cool guy.
I like him. But, people
But,
meme him, but I genuinely like him.
Yeah, Last of Us 2 winning Game of the Year. I mean, compared to Ghost of Tsushima, I think they both have issues with like the pacing and the story, but I don't know.
Mhm.
I think Last of Us 2 had more of an impact than Ghost of Tsushima. I feel like Ghost of Tsushima was a really good. That was like one of the last big games on the PS4, right?
Yeah, that's the last exclusive, last major exclusive.
Oh, that's badass. Yeah, I think it definitely deserved. I don't know, because compared to The Last of Us 2, Last of Us 2 is like a monumental game, despite what you think about it. Like the hype behind it, the whole legacy of the original game, and I kind of like it. I think the writing is a lot better. A lot of people were just mad because gay people in my video game, but I feel like and that's not like me generalizing a lot of people's arguments. I remember I was on this. The reason why I wanted to talk about it so much on the podcast, because I think like a couple weeks ago, I just spent like an entire day hanging out with some of my friends and just watching a bunch of like The Last of Us 2 critique videos. And most people's critiques are so fucking weird. Like, a lot of their like they tried rewriting the shit in the game, and it just turned out really fucking garbage and like unrealistic. And I don't know, I feel like people just wanted an excuse to be mad. There was a lot of bad things about The Last of Us 2. I fucking hate the pacing of the game. A lot of the character writing is super obnoxious. A lot of bad behavior never gets called out in the fucking game. But
everything with Abby's friends is awful.
Yeah, like fuck them, bro. Like honestly,
I hate them.
She should have just like tried to keep us. I think they did a lot of cliche shit in the game, but a lot of the character writing was really good. A lot of the cutscenes were really good. A lot of the acting was really good. The ending was really nice, I thought. But people like to simplify the game and say that it's bad because of this, and then rewrite things that don't need to be rewritten, and complaining about things that weren't actually an issue. Like, if people pointed out the issues with the game, that would have been fine, but they chose not to and just like over sensationalize it. So a lot of the criticism of the game just seems really fucking stupid. I don't know. It was just stupid. But I think like Laura Bailey winning, I think it was more impressive than I don't remember the bitch that plays Ellie. The nice, yeah, the lovely woman that played Ellie. My bad. I think. Because I wanted to talk about that specifically. People were really mad at Laura Bailey and like being harassing, just being fucking internet people about it. But I thought it was really great, and I think it's a point to mention. Kind of wish we talked about it sooner, but I think she should have won it, and well deservedly did win it. Because like, what do you think of when you think of Laura Bailey? You think Rise, you think Nemissa, you think Catherine. Like, if you're me, right? Because all you play is fucking Atlus games and RPGs. That's all I've ever known Laura Bailey as. And when I played The Last of Us 2, I fucking literally had no idea who the fuck was voicing Abby until like maybe 20 hours in the game. I'm like, oh my god, that's Rise. You know what I mean? That's the sign of a good actor. You feel me? Like, if you genuinely cannot tell this person like who they are, you're just so enveloped in like their actual like performance that you just can't be like, oh, that's Rise. Like, when I hear like what's his name? Matthew Mercer, I'm like, oh, that's Walter. You know what I mean? Oh, that's Yusuke. I hear Xander Mobus, I'm like, oh, that's Dogda. That's fucking, you know, Max Middleton, that's Ryuji. All those people. The bitch who plays Futaba, I'm like, oh, that's annoying. But the fact that this person did such a great job that I couldn't even tell who it was, that's like a testament to how good of an actor they are. Just kind of wish they had a better character to play, because holy shit. I don't know. The Game Awards are the Game Awards, but I feel like people were just mad at it because The Last of Us 2 is winning some shit, and I think it's a lot of unjustified anger.
I remember while I was watching, I was tweeting out every single time Last of Us won an award that wasn't like something that people could genuinely agree on. Like it winning best accessibility stuff, like that made complete sense. I don't think anyone was gonna get upset about that.
What do you mean best accessibility?
There was
like, easy to pick up and play.
No, like making things accessible, making things all the different settings for like not just for colorblind, but also people who are hard of hearing, hard of seeing.
That was a category? Oh my god. I was going like in and out. I wasn't watching the whole thing, but that's so fucking stupid.
But I remember every single time it won an award, that was something that would be like, oh, I could see this being controversial. I was tweeting out like, oh my god, here we go. And yeah, I definitely saw some people get upset, but I think a lot of the hate has kind of calmed down. I think it's calmed down. But when Laura Bailey won, I was like, oh, I bet people like that was the one that I was like, oh, it's gonna go to Ashley Johnson.
Ashley Johnson, yeah.
And if she won, I thought, oh, it'll be fine because people actually like Ellie. They just don't, they like Ellie. They don't like what happened with her, but they like Ellie.
I think
when
by the end
Abby
of the
won,
game, everyone should fucking hate Ellie, bro.
Yeah, but no.
That's like one of my favorite parts of the game. Yeah.
But yeah, when Abby won, when Laura
guys-
Bailey won, I was like, oh boy.
Okay, I hate to interrupt, but you guys are getting a little sidetracked.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Let's go.
These fucking nuts in your
Would
mouth.
y'all-
pussy. What?
Okay, what'd y'all think of Sephiroth?
Don't care.
I mean,
Okay.
cool.
Smash Brothers. Who the fuck cares? People are gonna get mad because
I
it's
do.
not fucking like Goofy from
I mean,
Goof Troop.
I mean, when I saw him for the first time, I'm like, okay. But then I actually like
Was
started.
his shirt off when you saw him for the first time?
Yeah. No, but
I like
but,
all the memes. I really like all the memes.
Okay, I actually started using him, and I actually really like his playstyle. So I think I might make him a secondary main.
I really
Wow.
like how they're giving people the option to unlock them early.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I actually really liked that, where it's like, isn't it like you have to beat them on like a super hard difficulty or something?
No, I
or-
beat my first time. I beat him on normal. I still got him.
Oh, okay,
Really?
never mind. Regardless, I think that's a cool little idea, worth experimenting with. Otherwise, I was like, oh hey, Sephiroth, this is cool. Like I wasn't like super hyped blowing up like some of my friends were, but I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. This makes sense. If anything, I think what I was really happy about was the fact that one, Mario died, and
no,
two,
Yeah.
don't. I was watching it with fucking Filthy, and I screamed when Mario died, bro. It was horrible. I actually like yelled out like no, like fucking anime type shit.
Sorry,
I
bro,
felt like
that's
the whole
not
world
like
go
Mario.
slow motion and stretched my hands out. And I'm like, Mario, son, no.
oh!
Why is it always
Uh,
Mario that dies?
I have no idea. Ridley killed Mario, bro. I was freaking out when that
Dude,
shit happened
freaking
too.
stabbed him.
I think Sakurai likes to try and like poke fun at the fact that Mario is like this golden boy that they can only do so much with. So whenever he gets the chance, he tries to like kill him.
Mario got
Go as
blown
far
up
as
by
he can.
Creeper.
But also more Final Fantasy VII music, which there was the fact that there was only 2 songs from Final Fantasy in Smash
Dumb.
already is like, what?
Though they still didn't make it so that they speak English. They're the only characters in the game that speak Japanese.
That doesn't make sense to me. That is like why that's something on Square's end.
Like even the characters that are Japanese speak English, so I don't know.
Just get some grunts carry over from the Final Fantasy VII remake. Come
Yeah.
on.
But,
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Game Awards this year because I figured I would hear about all the important stuff on social media in some way or another, which I did. And I watched the Game Awards last year. In fact, I think I might have streamed them, but I don't think I.
together, right?
What was that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I
I blew up over the goddamn superhero trailer being No More Heroes 3.
Oh no, okay, I
Oh,
remember now. Okay, like we weren't streaming, or I was on Max stream. But anything else you guys want to say about the Game Awards?
Shout out to Laura Bailey.
Cool.
I think in terms of doing this in COVID times, I think they did the best they could.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Game Awards, what are your guys' games of the year?
Oh, I have one thing to say about the Game Awards.
Okay.
Before we move on to our favorite games of the year, or whatever. Thank God they didn't do those stupid intermissions with music and shit. I hate when they do those stupid like skits in between. Like I like this version of doing the Game Awards where it's just like, you know, everything comes out, you get it all at once, and then it's over.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like is how they glossed over some categories. They just passively mentioned it before going to like the big thing. They're like, "Oh, by
Or
the
showed
way,
them at the very end and didn't
the
even
greatest
say-
video game of all time, Bubsy 3D." Anyways, back to Jeff for greatest feet models in video game.
Why was best soundtrack relegated to the pre-show and they spent a total of like 40 seconds on it?
Yeah.
Like that, like soundtrack, sound design, that is so important to video games. Why was that just relegated to one of like the unimportant ones?
Probably because we already knew who was gonna win that one.
True, but it's just like, come on.
Yeah. Persona 4 Golden might win best soundtrack on the Steam Awards though.
Yeah. But so yeah. But anyway, getting back to what we were going to talk about, what are your guys' best games of the year?
Does it have to be a game in 2020?
Yes. Okay. How about we'll do two things. We'll do your best game of 2020 or your best game you played in 2020.
13 Sentinels, I just remember.
I've played 0 new releases, so fucking Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout is my game of the year, baby.
Cool.
Not counting Xenoblade, it'd be Doom Eternal. The game was amazing.
Yeah, for me it would also be Doom Eternal.
Oh wait, didn't Last of Us come out this year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, Last of Us. Oh man, I can't believe I have to say Last of Us is my game of the year. Oh no, dude. Unlucky. I fucking hate video games, bro.
Me too.
Same.
And as for the best game I played in 2020, yeah, I guess it's also Doom Eternal because the game is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game's so good. I'm gonna wait and play the DLC once all of it is out, but I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
I heard it.
What about
I
you,
heard it
Gabby?
in terms of. I heard in terms of difficulty, it essentially picks up like right where the game ended, so it doesn't get harder. It doesn't get easier. It just gets harder.
Yeah. I'm
That's
pretty sure Gab's answer was also 13 Sentinels. Was I right?
Yeah,
Probably.
the best game that you played. Oh,
Like the best
not
game
even
you
Nocturne
played
or
in
Right
2020.
Best game 2020.
Cool.
Probably for me is Catherine. Either Catherine or CS:GO. I started playing CS:GO recently.
What?
I just think it's funny. Oh, and Siege, Rainbow Six Siege. Holy shit, that game is so much fun.
Okay. All right, so that is it for topics. So now let's move on to questions. Gab, would you like to read them?
Yes, I shall narrate. What Megaten game do you recommend that can be played for long periods of time?
Like a Megaten game that takes long to beat, or like games that
One with a
Megaten-
lot of shit to do.
I think content-wise, that's what they're looking for, is like a long RPG. So like 80 hours. But
DX2.
a lot of them are like that.
Yeah. I mean,
SMT4, DX2, because SMT4 has a lot of side quests that are actually not dog shit, like Persona 5s and
yeah.
Persona 4 and Persona 3s.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Persona 2.
I mean,
Nocturne.
it's in Persona 2. It does have a lot of side quests, but it's mostly just stuff like go here, kill this enemy, or get one of these. It's I'm not a big fan of the side quests in Persona 2.
All right. I didn't do anything extra in the PS1 version, so I don't know if it's in that game though.
Yeah, I mean,
Or is that-
like I want to say Persona 5 because that game does have a lot of content, but I think
yeah,
most
a lot of the
like,
content is like side shit though. It's not really like anything that's super time consuming. A lot of the Memento shit is literally just, hey, go to this floor, fight this boss.
Yeah,
And-
or yeah, I'm not a big fan of the side quests in Persona 5, though I do like the Thieves Den and Royal. You can just like mess around in there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would recommend DX2 because it's a fun game. Cry about it if you think mobile game bad. SMT4 Apocalypse. Not Apocalypse though. The side quests in those games are
First
fucking
one.
boring as shit.
I agree with that. I'd say Shin Megami Tensei 4 is a good one, or Nocturne maybe.
Yeah.
Is there a
Yeah,
lot
I'd
of?
say-
Oh, actually, yeah, there is a lot of side content in Nocturne, but most of it like requires grinding and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, that'll keep you occupied. Just go fucking 100% complete any Megaten game, bro. Have fun grinding.
Yeah.
DDS. Oh, DDS 1, bro.
But, I
There's a
mean,
lot of shit in DDS 1.
You try to 100% Nocturne, you're going to be there for hundreds of hours,
Mhm.
and there's going to be a lot of grinding.
Same with DDS.
Yeah. But,
Alright.
Yeah, next question.
Besides Simply Dad, who is the strongest person in this podcast?
There is no strong people in this podcast.
Not me.
Yeah, that's true.
I will fight Simply Dad to the
I'll
death.
kill you.
No.
Think I'm scared of hitting a woman?
Oh,
Fight
no.
me, man. I'm ripped.
Are you guys accepting bets?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll bet against myself.
Okay. I'll bet. I'll also bet. I'll bet against
Again,
Simply Dad.
Gabby. Oh,
No, I'll
okay,
bet.
yeah.
I'll bet against neither of you.
Oh
Why?
shit.
You think the
I
power
win.
punch is gonna win at the very end?
Yeah.
LaRue intercepts.
We'll just kiss and make. I'll beat LaRue's ass too. I'll beat his ass before I beat your ass. Like the name.
All right, what is your worst Atlus moment of all time?
Like in terms
With
of
this-
like moments in the games or like moments
They
in
have
playing
we can do
the
both.
game.
No, we were thinking more like company decisions, but we can do both, like Atlus game moment and then Atlus like company moment.
I don't know, cause like I mean Atlus has done a lot of stupid stuff, but there's nothing I'd say that's like really bad. So
When has there ever been a good moment?
well, I guess I'll say the Persona dancing games with the like those games just did not have a lot of content, and it was you had like that EA DLC type stuff. Yeah,
The dancing games.
that I think was when Atlus like just hit their lowest point. And I'm glad that those games didn't do well. I mean, they're still like doing crappy DLC, but they haven't done anything like that. They haven't done anything that bad since.
Yeah, I say my like worst Atlus moment is the fucking that era, because that's also the era of Catherine Full Body and DSJ. Fuck Deep Strange Journey, fuck Catherine Full Body. All day. And then worst in-game moment, all of Persona 3.
Persona 3, more like P.
What? That's fucked up, bro. Why would you say that? You know, a lot of people worked really hard on that game, and you just shit on it for no fucking reason.
How dare you?
What did you do with the real Simply Dad?
How very intellectually dishonest of you. You're kind of hella racist, bro, and elitist, and gatekeeping.
I'll say
Okay.
my least favorite in-game moment was when I was playing Nocturne for the first time this year, and I made the mistake of going to the final dungeon before finishing the 5th Kalpa and got locked out.
Aw, little baby.
I'm a little baby, can't finish the game.
Did you ever go back and...
No.
You're never doing that? Yeah, 4th Kalpa, bro. I understand.
I was no, I beat Basilbob. I was like, oh yeah, bro, we gonna continue. That was so easy. Go up to the door, it just doesn't open. I'm like, what's wrong with the game?
Yeah, but I just mean like I would never replay the game because that means I'd have to fucking do the 4th Kalpa again. Like I did the TDE once.
Is that
And I was doing it
that's
again
the
this year.
mirror one, isn't it?
The
Or
4th
they're all
Kalpa is
mirrors?
the one with the Hell's Dungeon, like the Hell's
Yeah, no,
Maze
fuck
and shit
that
like
one.
that.
With the poisons you every few steps. No,
Mhm.
fuck that.
Yeah.
I guess my worst gameplay moment was in Digital Devil Saga 1. I was right on top of a save point when I got ambushed by 3 locksmiths. The first one used the lullaby, put my entire party to sleep, and then the next one used Eternal Rest.
Oh my god, so they just all died there.
Pretty
That's
much.
fucking hilarious, bro.
Oh my, I would have screamed.
Yeah, I was pretty salty.
What about you, Mac? Little baby
Okay.
boy.
That's what I've been struggling to think of. Nothing's coming to mind immediately to mind.
Come back to it if you want.
Yeah, come back to me later. I can't think of anything.
All right, what are your
Speak about
favorite
you.
Megaton songs and our favorite demon or character designs from the non-Kaneko artists?
Let's see, from the non-Kaneko artists. It's kind of a tough one.
I am a fan of Doi's of Odin.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
like that one.
I think that one's really strong. I think it's better than Kaneko's just because it keeps a lot of the same like symbolism and mythological basis without while also adding in some stuff that's like, oh, that just looks cool.
Yeah. Well, I think it looks better than like the Naked Man Odin design, but like for Odin designs, I think the best one is the Soul Hackers design.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You cannot beat that shit, bro. For me, non-Kaneko, what was it? Art or some shit?
It's it can either be demons or characters.
Fuck, that's kind of difficult. I like Lilith's design in SMT4. I think it's pretty badass. I like a lot of the national defense divinities. Michizune, one of my favorites.
Yamato Takeru, he's got a pretty awesome design.
You got a pretty awesome design.
Thank you.
I have a quick question. Which games did GotY do the art for?
SMT4 and Apocalypse, and then
For
he
an Apocalypse?
did
Okay.
Persona 2 Eternal Punishment on PSP.
And he did the new demons in Strange Journey Redux.
Don't
Okay,
remind
give me a sec to think about this one.
Oh yeah, but for music composer, I think Hidehito Aoki, obviously, greatest to ever do it. Who else? Toshiko Tasaki. Masaki Akibe is also another great artist who worked on Persona 1, and I think they did what's it called? Majin Tensei as well. Could be wrong though.
I also like the design for the second form design for Yahweh in SMT4 Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, the one of like
Yeah.
we got the lizard on him and shit.
Yeah, I think that's
Shout
pretty
outs
cool.
to lizards, man. I love lizards.
Me too. And as for my favorite songs, I mean, I don't know. That's hard because there are just so many Megaton songs that I like.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think like the soundtracks I find myself listening to the most, just like outside of the games. I like the final boss music from SMT4 Apocalypse. I like Knights of the Holy Lance from Persona 2, and I also like the normal battle theme in Strange Journey.
That's like the main composer guy. That's literally like the
I know.
opposite of what. Oh fuck.
I also like
Okay,
Deep Night
so-
from Devil Survivor, composed by Takami Asano.
I've decided I agree I like GotY's design the most out of non-Kaneko artists. And as per songs I like, I feel like I listen to SMT4's music the most, and maybe between that probably Persona 4/5's.
Yeah. Oh, and also, you know, the normal boss battle theme from SMT4. Like, I think that's the best normal.
Yeah.
boss. No,
it's
no,
so
actually,
good.
well, yeah, I think it's the best normal battle theme in mainline, but the best normal battle, like, boss battle theme in Persona is Deadline from Persona 1.
Ooh.
I like Eternal Punishment's a little bit better. But yeah, that's a really good one. It's weird because
Alright.
in the game it's called a mid-boss theme.
Yeah. Alright, guys, ready to move on?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
General thoughts on Atlus publishing games on Steam. Should Atlus finally localize the games we are missing and finally publish them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Atlas should stop sucking dick.
Yes, I think it's great that they're bringing more games to Steam because, like, you know, because like one of the biggest problems with the older games is like just a lack of accessibility. But now they're on PC, pretty much anyone can play them.
I think another question that I saw in there was like, what do you expect from future Steam ports? Probably just uncapped frame rate and shit like that. Just let
Dual
us play
audio.
in
Mod
the
support.
resolution that we want. That's like all I could probably ask for.
Yeah.
Do you think that SMT skill types like Force, Water, Nuclear, and Psi should be in all SMT games, or do you think that skills should be limited to the core Agi, Bufu, Zio, Garu, Hamamudo, and Megiddo set? Also, yes, I know that Wind is basically Force, but to be honest, they seem semi-different.
I mean, I don't
Same thing,
think
but interchangeable.
I don't think they should have all of them. I'd say like I'd say they could add like one or two more because like in Digital Devil Saga you had Earth skills, you had Terra, and that was just fine. I mean, Persona 5 you had Nuclear and Psi, and that worked just fine. But you know, take like Persona 1 and 2, those games had way too many elements. It was
It's
just
only
too much.
good. It's only good in the aspect that I think I could be wrong about this, but I think Digital Devil Saga's Terra like cut through defense, like it hit enemies regardless if they're guarding or not.
Oh really?
And then Persona 5 had like Psi and Nuclear with technical type shit. I think
Oh
that's
yeah,
cool.
they had ailments.
If they provide something different, then it's
Yeah,
fine.
but-
because if you're not, then it's literally just like another coat of paint.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think they need to. I don't think they should have like ice and water because ice is just frozen water, and I don't think they should have like wind and force. I honestly, I actually think they should instead of Zon, they should just have Garu. But that's just my opinion.
They're
But,
the
like,
same thing.
Yeah.
They're basically the same
same-
thing. I just think
They
Garu
are
sounds
the same
cooler.
thing. You're stupid. I hate you.
You're stupid.
Ooh,
You're stupid.
you're really stupid. I think it would be interesting. In order to help keep things interesting, I think they should have like the base set for every game. But I think in order to make kind of like differentiate each game, I think it would be a good idea to just kind of like add in one or two additional elements just for the one game. So like P5 having nuclear and psi.
Adding nuclear inside.
Yeah.
Well, yes. I think making it so that like the only ones that are consistent are those core elements, but then throwing in these not necessarily game specific, but just like, hey, let's throw in these elements just to kind of like spice up the combat system a little bit for this one, and then the next time we'll do some different ones, and then eventually we'll return to this.
Yeah, like bring back Earth for Persona 6. That's what I'd like to see. Maybe they could.
We see different combinations of different elements.
Yeah,
Pretty much agree with what you guys have said. Just the base elements. Take away Zen, keep Garu, you know, all that jazz.
Yeah, and another thing, I think, like, as far as physical skills go, I like what Persona 3 did, where it was like where you had 3 different types of physical skills. Like Persona 3 had Strike, Slash, and Pierce. And Pierce was basically gun. I like that.
Cool
it gives.
I think, personally, on that matter, I think it's kind of redundant to have multiple, because like that just kind of gives you more shit to buy, more skills to learn.
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
at the same time, it's like, okay, let's say you condense physical into just one, you reflect physical, you're basically just that's like basically just half the attackers in the game. They just can't put a dent, they can't put a scratch on you, unless they were to do what Apocalypse did and make it so that Pierce goes through reflect. But I don't know if they do that again.
I think that would be really stupid if they did that.
Or like in Persona 5, you don't even have Pierce, so I just think I like that because it gives physical attacks more versatility, you know what I mean?
Can I be honest? I don't even remember what the question was.
It was,
Fine.
do you think that SMT skill types, Force, Water, Nuclear, and Psi should be in all SMT games, or do you think the skills should be just limited to the core ones, like the ones you see in every game?
How the fuck did we even get to talking about Pierce and physical shit, bro? What the fuck? I'm so lost.
Okay.
Alright,
But,
which game in the series do you feel handled the alignment system best? And if you were to align yourself, what would you be?
I'm gonna say, I think the one that handled it the best was Devil Survivor, because, like, even though it was, like, it came down to a choice at the end, there was stuff you had to do to unlock them, and it wasn't like it was heavily implied that one ending was objectively better than the others. Like, all the endings, like, Neutral, Law, Chaos, they all had their own, like, share of positives and negatives, you know? So I think,
what would you align yourself with? Neutral, then?
in Devil Survivor,
No, just generally, if you were to align yourself.
I'd
As-
probably...
I think
Gnarly would
neutral.
probably Gnarly's the type of dude to say chaos, but he
Yeah.
probably would like die in 5 minutes if he's in a world.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I'm
Chaos.
chaos. Straight, I'm chaos.
I'm Chaos.
I would agree. Devil Survivor, I think, handles it best. It just feels like every ending is just as legitimate. And like it is technically, it kind of does the character ending stuff, but each character, like each ending still feels like it's representative of more than just, ooh, I like this character best.
Yeah.
It still feels like there's a level of philosophy behind it that makes it interesting and worth, like, I want to go with this person not because I like them, but because I agree with them.
Yeah.
While still having that level of like, ooh, I like you.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I think Devil Survivor 2 does a really good job
Yeah,
as well,
that's-
but I just like SMT4 because you don't know what alignment you're on 90% of the time unless you go out of your way to check, and if you're checking, then you're a little bitch.
Yeah, I
Just play
was
the game.
I was also gonna say Devil Survivor 2, but it's not like it didn't really do. They weren't really like based on like, you know, the alignments. It was closer to what Nocturne did with Reasons, but I actually think Devil Survivor 2 did them better.
I mean, Nocturne's reasons are also just alignments, so they're all alignments if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said this before. I'll keep saying it. I think the reason system has a lot more potential to it, but in terms of like alignments as we know them, definitely, yeah, Devil Survivor.
Yeah, I mean, most of the reasons in Nocturne, I didn't really care that much about them. In fact, I've only ever done the true demon ending in that game.
Wow, you.
I mean, yeah. Why would you? It's true. There's just so much with true demon ending. It's almost it almost feels like why would you do anything but that? Just because there's so much with it.
Exactly.
So you can get an ending that's not poopy.
Like what?
Freedom ending, demon ending, which I think is badass.
You mean freedom like the reset button ending?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I thought
Anyway.
I thought you were asking that in like an antagonistic way, and then you just went, "Okay." I was like, "Oh, is that it? Is it the end of the conversation?"
I
I think
was,
that was all he
but
had.
I was trying to
I was
come
talking
up.
to you guys.
I was trying to come up with an insult, but I couldn't.
Yeah, you're not really good at those.
All right. Do you
Dick.
think Atlus is ever gonna remake a new Devil Summoner game, remaster, remake, or have they abandoned the series completely?
Oh, they absolutely have abandoned that part.
They've
That's
abandoned
the
it.
reason why I posted it, just because, like, no. I think I said this in like an earlier episode of the podcast, but like they're not gonna do that shit no more. Back in the old days when it was their money, like their own money, you know what I mean? Like their own funds that they can put
Their
into
own
whatever game that
projects,
they
yeah.
want. Yeah. Now that they're ran by Sega, it's literally just like SMT and Persona.
Honey, you
Fuck
need
off.
to accept that this game is deceased. It's not coming back.
Man,
We will bury it in our backyard, and may it rest in peace.
We still don't have the original Devil Summoner in English.
Cry about it. Just watch March's video.
I
I
actually
think,
have watched that, y'all. In fact, y'all
like
listening
Marsh.
should watch that too, and you should also watch.
Subscribe to
Soul-
Marsh.
You should watch his Soul Hackers video.
Jeez, you
Watch
have a
all of
fucking
his
crush
videos.
on this guy or something.
Yeah,
God
I do.
damn.
I do.
What, are you
We can't-
replacing it
we
with
plug in
me?
Marsh.
Yes.
I'm completely blanking on what we were talking about. Oh my god.
Devil
Will we get
Summoner.
another? Will we ever get another Devil Summoner game?
Oh, okay. I feel like I gotta agree. I feel like at this point, it's much more a lot of like the experimental games that we would get with like Devil Summoner and all that, everything from the PS2 era, and even before that. I think that's just if it's not mainline, we're just not gonna get it. I think there's just it's just way more. They're way more interested, and it's way more financially stable to do what they did, but for Persona spinoffs.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, they'll
and-
probably. Yeah, go ahead.
I think if anything, Devil Survivor has a chance, just because like that series is actually pretty financially successful,
And it's more
and it's
recent.
still fairly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
mainly because it's fairly recent. I think there's a decent chance that they could bring that back eventually, but I think they're just at a point now where it's like Devil Survivor has the potential, but if it's not mainline or Persona, it's just not really gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably put like. What I was gonna say is they'll probably put like fan service in the games here and there for Devil Summoner, but I don't think
Righto
they're actually
outfit.
gonna make another Devil Summoner game.
That's horrible, bro. That's fucking awful.
Sucks.
All right, next question.
Your favorite environment to explore in an SMT game?
These
I was-
fucking nuts.
I'll say the Amami monolith from Soul Hackers. That's just
You like that dungeon?
yes.
Fuck you. Just
You-
fuck you, bro.
Okay.
Literally worst dungeon in
Man.
the game. You're like, oh, I fucking love it. Fucking Persona 3 fan over here.
I'll say I really enjoyed in wait, is this no, it's not Soul Hackers. Strange Journey. In Strange Journey, when you start off, you're in like these caves or whatever, but then you end up in a shopping mall, and it's that shit was
Oh,
wild
yeah.
to me.
Yeah, Strange
And
Journey
the-
also has some great
And that they're
dungeons.
pushing like consume buy, like all around you. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I like the Amami monolith because yeah, it's like a dungeon, but it at the same time it also feels like an actual like realistic environment. And,
yeah, I like a lot of Soul
that's-
Hackers. These
what
dungeons
Yeah,
Marsh
because of that.
That's how most of the dungeons in Soul Hackers are. And like Marsh talks about that in his video, but yeah, just that video just reminded me how great Soul Hackers is.
Yeah, I feel like people were really angry with the dungeon design of SMT4 being primarily like hallways and stairs. I'm like, bitch, have you never been in a building before? That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That game like started my love for the series so hard, so it always makes me sad to hear people rip into it when I'm like, man, I love that game.
and
When you get down to the elevator and you went down to only realize that you were above the actual Earth, that shit blew my mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
and
think it's badass how they mesh all that, like the otherworldly like demon type beat.
I was
and
like, I'm an
fucking-
angel.
Yeah, and speaking of SMT4, also the reverse hills.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite dungeons. I like Tokyo Midtown, the one right before it, because it's just like I like one of them where it's just like there's a very clear path forward, but like if you explore more, you'll have like you'll run into more things, but you'll find a lot of cooler shit. Like if you explore those office buildings, you get a shit ton of like incenses.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of armor, weapons, and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
I think in terms of like world, it would probably be the Vortex world. There's just so much cool shit in there amongst all the like the destruction, just seeing how everything's all messed up, and then just seeing all this cool stuff that's showed up in its wake. But then in terms of like a dungeon, the first one that came to mind is I know this isn't exactly a popular choice, but Sector Eridanus. I really like Sector Eridanus.
All right, you're getting kicked
the
from
blue
this
one?
call.
Okay, bye-bye. I love you, everyone.
No, I
It was
don't
nice
think that-
knowing
Persona
you.
3 fan doesn't like complex dungeon designs, or you have to use your brain.
Well, okay, I like the design of Sector E. I just don't like how confusing it is.
I mean, yeah, I feel like Strange Journey was like one of the last games in like an era of JRPGs where like half the fun of it is just like playing while also reading like the strategy guide with it. But was there an English Strange Journey strategy guide? I don't know.
I don't think so.
No.
If they didn't have one, then yeah, that's not fun.
I just
like,
use the game FAQs guide.
Oh, that's depressing.
Okay.
All right,
But-
next one.
Yeah, next question.
Favorite ending in any Mega 10 game?
Definitely Alcor's ending from Devil Survivor 2. Cause it's like chaos but like better, and I also like Alcor as a character, so yeah.
What?
Yeah, Alcor's great.
Like,
I
yeah,
really
like-
like Alcor.
Yeah, like what I like about that ending is that like it's just you're basically just like it's basically like just a complete reset of the whole world. It's not like you're releasing demons into the world to kill everybody and stuff. It's basically just, you know, clean slate.
Didn't you
over.
shit on me for saying that the freedom ending in Nocturne is good by calling
That's-
it, oh, you mean the
No, that's
reset
okay,
ending?
no,
But then
that's
no,
not.
no,
It's a
little
different.
baby.
It's a
No,
different
little baby, look
reset
at him
ending.
splitting hairs.
No, the
Splitting hairs,
freedom
little
ending.
baby.
The
Little
freedom.
stinker,
Right.
baby.
The freedom ending
Right,
in Nocturne,
right.
you're just basically undoing everything you did with Devil
Your
Survivor
mom
2.
basically undoes everything that you did. Pussy ass.
Devil Survivor 2, you're starting a new world.
Okay, and you can literally say the same thing about the freedom ending, bro.
No,
you can
you're
make
not,
different
because
choices,
you're just
different
going
decisions.
back to the world before the game.
That's ooh, I'm gonna whoop your ass, bro.
All right, this is gonna be a hot take from me. The white ending from SMT4 I really liked.
Wow, God,
Same.
you stealing my fucking opinions.
No, it was the first ending I got, and I really liked it. And then I go online and I see like everyone's like, "This is the worst ending in this game." I'm like, "Oh."
I think
It
only
ends the game
God-
early, so that means it's the worst ending.
I'm like, "Well, this is the ending I got."
I feel like that's such
Look
a
at,
baby
like-
opinion. I laugh my ass off when people still like. I don't see it very often, but like people give me comments or like give me shit because I said that the white ending's the best ending. I'm like, I'm sorry, you just don't understand something as basic as like
It
the
gave
theme
me
of the fucking
chills. Like,
game.
I was so into it. It was giving me chills. I was like, "Holy shit! All of my friends are coming back, but they're not really my friends talking to me." I was like, "I made the wrong choice, and it was too late to look back."
Yeah, it feels a lot worse when Because I when I first played the game, I got Chaos first, and then I got Law afterwards, and then I went for Neutral, and it's so horrible, bro. Like, I think that's the reason why I decided I'll replay it one more time and get the white ending, because, like, on Neutral, when you beat the last white, which is, spoilers, by the way, which is Issachar, he has, like, a unique line of dialogue. He's like, why would you save me until the very end? And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. Maybe they do have a point, bro. He still remembers all them times I killed him and shit.
Oh
no. It's good shit. But yeah, I'd probably say one of my favorite endings is probably the bad ending to Persona 1, Sebek route. I just think it's cool. I feel like it would make sense because if you don't do all the things right, you why did I even give a spoiler warning? We talking about endings, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, okay, but yeah, like, if you don't answer all, like, the questions right, you make, like, the bad decisions, basically Maki's like, oh shit, I'm not real, and then has, like, a complete, like, fucking mental breakdown, or mental shutdown if you're a Persona 5 fan. And I think it's cool. I think the decision to stay in the mirror world and, like, leaving everybody behind is cool, because, you know, technically nothing bad is really happening. It's more so, like, you just couldn't save your friend, and she's never gonna come back, and she's most likely dead. Yeah. I think it's cool. The music of the original game really sets that up super nicely because it plays one of the themes of Kendori, and it just feels like so fitting for somebody's brain just like falling apart and shit. It's nice. Bad endings are great. I love bad endings.
Yeah, well, you like the freedom ending in Nocturne, so.
You like alcohol.
Bad ending.
All right, next question.
What kind of DLC do you wish to see or having?
He instantly moved on, bro.
Take that, peasant.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna have stuff like, you know, like guest bosses or challenges or like guest characters or personas or whatever, I think that should be included in the main game, but if we are going to get DLC, I just hope it's not too expensive, and I just, like, I hope it is extra stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like an old relic of games that old, is having like hidden bosses. Now 99% of the time the super boss is just DLC. Which is depressing.
I agree with that. It probably will have DLC of some kind, whether it's appearance changing or music additions or demon fights.
Yeah, I'd like to.
At the very least, costumes and the grind to get. Here's the map, so you can grind EXP or money or whatever.
You definitely know there's going to be a Persona 5 appearance DLC.
Oh, there's going to be some kind of like
Phantom.
Get Joker's outfit.
I mean,
get Joker's outfit.
I mean, I'd be okay with that. I'd like to see like the previous Persona protagonists as like optional super bosses, or like Devil Summoner characters as optional super bosses, stuff like that. And also
that would be cool,
characters.
but look at the way Royal handled it.
I want to see Doomslayer as a guest character.
That'd be cool.
Just find him in a random pixelated room.
Just play Strange Journey, bro.
Just
How is Atlus's relationship with content creators? Is it easy to get in contact with Atlus?
No,
I guess it's just luck dependent, really. Because like I've like messaged, you know, like people that work at Atlus. Sometimes they reply, sometimes they don't.
But I've never tried personally.
But I mean, like going back to what we were saying earlier about them, like, you know, sending like influencers and content creators stuff. Like they send it out. It's just the most recent stuff. They haven't sent anything to us.
Isn't their marketing or like their PR person weren't they like changing them out constantly?
They've been just like switching like
they're
PR managers for the last
so many different employees. I wouldn't be surprised they didn't have time to do.
They're
shit
probably
like this,
I feel like they're struggling in the PR department because in the US at least I've seen very few people receive anything from Atlus.
Pick Gnarly, pick LaRue. Please pick LaRue. I swear to God, bro.
Pick LaRue.
I love
respond to my
LaRue.
email.
I mean, I will. You want to like if they do anything like they did with Royal for SMT5, like you just invite me. I'll pay for my own plane tickets. Just
hell yeah. I mean, like
yeah, I would find a way to be there.
I mean, I would never get invited just because of me being me, but at the same time,
we would bring you along, stuff you in a suitcase.
Yeah, I was about to say, sneak me in.
But yeah.
Do you know this is Simply Dead? He's a YouTuber. You know him.
Yeah.
Let him in.
But I mean, yeah, it's just like, point is just like they need to, I think they should just do, you know, more stuff with like, you know, content creators and influencers and stuff.
Oh,
Hire
dude, you know what
LaRue
else
to be
they
your
should
PR
do?
management.
Like, actually, you know what they should do?
What?
Your mom.
Okay.
I wasn't laughing, and then you started fake laughing. That made me actually laugh. Fuck off.
All right, but that's going to be about it for questions. Is there anything else you guys want to say or talk about?
Is that all the questions?
Subscribe to Marsh. Subscribe to LaRue.
Yes. Well, we should actually get Marsh as a guest on here sometime.
Yeah.
Should get LaRue as a guest on here.
Oh yeah, we should.
Like that guy.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I am going to limit it to just 4 people from now on, because the last few times we had more than 4, it ended up going on longer.
It was great.
It got kind of
great.
chaotic. It was
Yeah.
funny, but it got a little chaotic.
Yeah.
You got a little chaotic. Bitch.
But yeah, anything else you guys want to say or talk about?
Hi.
Hi.
You can find me at GabMew on pretty much every social media I have. If you
Oh yeah,
wanna
I didn't
subscribe.
advertise it last time, but I have Twitter again, so follow me.
So
It's in
like,
the
comment,
description.
subscribe.
I'll put a link in the description to everyone's social media stuff. But yeah.
Go watch Mac's new video.
Yes, go watch Mac's new video. Just subscribe
Yeah, I review-
just subscribe to everyone like in this, you know, podcast.
I reviewed my last video is 34 minutes of me reviewing every single freaking game I played in 2020. And that was a video I came up with last year. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try doing this, and honestly, I'm satisfied with it. It was something that technically took a whole year to make, because I was just kind of writing it piece by piece as I went along. But I'm really satisfied with it. I like it a lot.
I'm satisfied with you, bitch.
Oh, thank you, baby.
All right, well, guys, thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.